The institutions are indeed waiting for XDC to disrupt the world of finance. According to Tokenizer over here, there are two key areas which XDC is disrupting. Number one, we have the trade finance gap, folks. It is a huge gap. Even if XDC fills a small chunk of this gap, the value of it will rise exponentially, and with utility, with use cases, sky's the limit, folks. Check this out. Not enough creditors and lenders to fund SME trades. Number two, the digital trade finance, bringing all modern trade infrastructure onto DLT. Folks, the paper-based economy is outdated, it is obsolete, and furthermore, it has a detrimental impact upon the environment as well. That's for sure. If we talk about climate change, if we talk about cutting trees, there are so many factors that point out to the replacement of the outdated system with the new modern system. For years, this was a niche people overlooked. Little did they know that this directly tied into the future of tokenized assets. So this is what we're talking about, folks, and this is not hypothetical. The institutions are waiting in the sidelines, and now they want to keep up part of the game. Now we're seeing the institutions wanting these assets to survive, wanting XDC to survive, wanting XDC XLM to survive, folks. Check this out. Governments around the world are already beginning to take action and advance. Ever since we saw the Genius Act, the momentum is picking up for these assets to become utility platforms, folks. Forward nations on digital trade such as UK, Singapore, UAE, UK associated with Quant Network as well, with the project Rosalind, all have begun digitalizing infrastructure via XDC network. The world of trade will be on chain, folks, sooner or later, folks. This will happen. The institutions have indeed waited long enough. They're still waiting for further green lights for projects like XDC to thrive. Now look at this. These are some governments that are involved. Comtech Gold built on top of XDC network, folks. Check this out. Abu Dhabi global market. Look at this. Abu Dhabi's global market were one of the first to get to see and test capabilities of XDC network. Now XDC network is connected more with UAE authorities like DMCC. Awesome. Then we've got the Infocom Media Development Authority, United Nations. This is Morpheus Network. Yeah, Trade Trust. Singapore's Infocom Media Development are utilizing XDC network in a partnership. What will it do, folks? It is a model for a trade model by Singapore. Additionally, they will work to allow for the use of MLETR compliant trading, folks. And MLETR is a trade regime which is endorsed by none other than the United Nations. So this is what we're talking about. Then we've got UK Parliament, ICC United Kingdom, Lloyds Banking Group. Again, we've got United Nations. The UK Parliament had taken written evidence of XDC network to be used for MLETR compliant trading, folks. It doesn't get as big as this, folks. It is as big as it can get. The Electronic Trade Documents Act provisions models for standards and criteria. Awesome. And then we had covered this. This was a significant news as well, because SBI is driving adoption forward in Japan. Check this out. SBI is a leading financial services firm in Japan, and they've recently formed a joint venture with XDC Network. I think it isn't as recent. It I think happened a few months or a few years ago. Although XDC Network has been working to expand in Asia as well, Japan and elsewhere, obviously. This collaboration looks to tie fiat payments to DLT by using R3's Coda. Okay, so which is also has a joint venture with SBI, so that is awesome. Look at this, Coda involved. TradeFinex, which is powered by XDC network, is involved. Impel is involved. Awesome, folks. The developments of XDC network are there. Look at this. Now, this is another news that I wanted to share with you, folks. The US Department of Commerce chose Kraken to help launch a new initiative that records GDP data on 9 public blockchains to boost transparency. So you might ask, why am I sharing a Kraken news in an XDC network video? The reason is this. Let me show you. Look at this. Another huge milestone for XDC. Soon on Kraken FX XDC. Look at this. This is Kraken official over here. Coming soon, XDC on Kraken. Tokenized trade finance and cross-border payments powered by none other than XDC network. So folks, this further builds credibility for XDC. The reason is that the Department of Commerce is selecting Kraken, and Kraken is listing XDC. So this is an indirect sign that good things might be happening for XDC. And Cointelegraph now has written as well, what's the most underrated token right now? So yeah, it might be XDC for some people at least. Look at this. What is coming to XDC isn't hype. It is what institutions were waiting for. CCTP version 2 plus XDC unlocks regulated liquidity for trade finance, RWA, and enterprise payments. So what does this mean? This means a multi-trillion-dollar disruption, and it is starting now, folks. This is awesome. Strategic partnership goal: enable USDC settlements and cross-chain liquidity on XDC network. Ecosystem impact: transparency, fully reserved USDC redeemable 1:1 for USD, strengthens liquidity and confidence in XDC's trade finance ecosystem. Okay, launch and availability: tokenized trade finance settlements, RWA issuance and exchange, fast, low-cost enterprise and cross-border payments. What is the impact, folks? It positions XDC as a key hub for regulated stablecoin settlements in institutional finance. So basically, XDC becoming a key hub in institutional finance. That is huge, obviously, for XDC network, folks. Look at this. Different standards being formed in the world of finance: SWIFT, XRP, XDC, hbar, DTCC, XRP, XDC, XLM. A huge infrastructure being born. We've got Stellar, Quant, XDC, Algorand, Ripple, IOTA, Hedera. These are the projects that we've oftentimes covered. Accenture, ISO, Hyperledger Fabric, IBM, a huge infrastructure being built. We've got various sectors being disrupted: central bank digital currencies, Internet of Things. JP Morgan and Chase and company are interested. BlackRock is interested. TradeFinex, tokenization, trade documents, you name it, folks. So much happening in the world of crypto and finance. Okay, check this out, folks. This is all in crypto. We're here. LinkLogis plans to tokenize its supply chain worth billions onto the XRP ledger. Usage like this will accelerate as international firms start migrating on-chain. The time is now for XRP, hbar, XLM, XDC. Why is this relevant for XDC, folks? So if institutions and international firms are migrating on-chain, it is really good news for XDC network. And likewise, if a good project does well, if a utility project does well, obviously it is good for XDC network as well. because it has the trickle down effect as well, because a lot of other international institutions will join and migrate to XDC as well for use cases.
Times article, and this announcement is that Link Logis and the XRP Ledger have announced a strategic partnership to advance global digital supply chain finance applications. Now, the XRP Ledger can't really partner with anybody because it's ultimately a distributed global ledger that people can choose to build upon. And really what this should have said was Link Logis have chosen XRP to conduct their operations, which, to read the opener before we dive into some stats, Link Logis and XRP Ledger announced a strategic partnership to advance global digital supply chain finance applications, or chartered, which I may remind people back in 2016 were one of the early investors or made a strategic investment into Ripple. They're driving a lot towards XRP and Ripple as a company. GIC and CITIC Capital. So since its founding in 2016, it has processed over 1.5 trillion RMB, which is round about $200 billion plus in supply chain assets. It serves over 2,500 plus anchor enterprises, 330,000 small to medium enterprises, and 27 global markets. In 2024 alone, its platform handled, the platform on which they're looking to integrate the XRP Ledger, 411 billion RMB, which is around about $56 billion in transactions, cementing its role as one of the leading digital bridges between enterprises, financial institutions, and small to medium enterprises.
Folks, we've got some technicals over here as well for XDC. The fundamentals of XDC seem strong. Overall, the world of finance looks really good when it comes to fintech, when it comes to institutional adoption, when it comes to partnerships, be it XRP, XLM, XDC, or QNT. Everyone is forging their own path. So let's check this out. All season targets, all math, all the time. Before this, let me share with you this post over here as well. The world's biggest institutions are integrating real-world assets on-chain. What is XDC doing? XDC Network and Archex execute a tokenized commercial real estate financing deal in London, the most impactful token partnerships of 2025. So one of those partnerships XDC is having right now. XDC might look quiet at 8 cents, but with staking passing $300 million, the new XDC ETP listed on the Swiss exchange opening institutional doors, and real-world asset tokenization ramping up, it might be time to be early in XDC, because the DeFi of XDC seems to be growing as well. Look at this. The next era of DeFi has arrived. The Nexus DeFi protocol is now live on XDC network. Awesome. Multi-token farm rewards allows community to make their own super farms for their launch tokens to help grow and bring more utility to XDC Foundation token ecosystem. Awesome, folks. So let's check this out. Some technicals over here. Let me, this is almost a 10 minutes long video. You can check this out yourselves. We're going to be looking at bits of this.
But the other thing I have to do now is I want to take this macro third to fourth drop here, and we want to see what a full extension of that range is going to be, and we want to see if we find any confluence there with some of those higher prices and some of these higher fib ranges. So let's pull this down right here. So this wave 3 to 4 drop, make sure I get that right there. This wave 3 to 4 drop, a full extension of this wave, it smacks perfectly with the 2618 extension on this entire 4-year range, right? That is too much confluence there for us to be able to ignore. And oftentimes in alt season, we will go a full extension of that last range. All right. So what I'm looking for as my primary is a fifth wave to at least get us up there to 48 cents, puts us just shy of 50 cents. Why is that a possibility? Too, just thinking about it from a logical perspective. So many people, 50 cents, nice round number. So many people going to be holding out for that 50 cent level, right? And then it stops just short, and then they bag hold for another 4 years, right? So for me, this is going to be my primary. Now, if this third wave here ends up making it up here or even higher than what we're going to talk about, then great. We'll go back to the drawing board and we can talk about this 76 cent level is being in play. But what I don't want to happen here is I don't want you guys bag holding, waiting for these higher prices, and it never comes. So we're going to stay conservative on our primary there, and we have a blow off there, secondary. From our current price level, it's only about a 6x for XDC from where we're at, all right? Market cap of $1.5 billion, though. Pretty decent size. That puts us up around a $10 billion market cap if we go right there. Like I mentioned, we go that full extension. We're going to be looking more at that 76 cent level and 841, like a 9.5x. That is in line with a lot of the rest of the market right now. All right, but again, for the aforementioned reason of a full extension here taking us up to there, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens now with this third wave. All right, but what I'm seeing for this third wave is it does look like we have some, typically we're going to be looking to get up to the 1618 and back test that region. Thing is, we also have an all-time high over here. So I'm seeing up here, I'm seeing a little bit of confluence around that 30 cent level. So it could make sense for us to pop out of there, and this ends up being the level that we back test. So on this third wave, we'll go, and again, that 1618 is going to be a stronger resistance because it's over a longer time period. But we do have confluence of the 2618 of this range. All right, so we can see something like that popping up there for that third wave. I'm going to get rid of this. Now, on this fourth wave, this drop down in an alt season, typically we're going to see a 35 to 50% drop. A lot of times it'll depend on the market cap too.
Anyways, folks, what do you guys think about XDC network and its institutional adoption? And do you indeed think that the world of trade will be on chain? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Patreon by following the link in the description box below. Until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.